What's up, everybody? Thanks for coming to check out the channel. I'm Larissa, and today we've got a nice, juicy, slow yoga flow for you. So if you want to come join me down in child's pose, let's get started. So we're going to start today in a nice wide-legged child's pose. Knees out towards the edges of your mat, big toes together, and then letting the hips sink down towards the heels. Feeling the inner thighs start to open, belly relaxing in between the thighs. Maybe walking the arms just a little bit wider out to the edges of the mat, creating a little bit more space in the shoulders. Finding a steady inhale through the nose and a slow exhale back out through the nose. You can rock that head from side to side, giving your third eye a little massage. Maybe take this moment here to just set your intention for the practice today. Maybe if you found this video, you need to take some time to kind of slow it down, chill out, and just have that be your focus today. Bring that head back to center. And on the inhale, you can start to come back up, coming into tabletop, bringing the hands underneath the shoulders, knees come underneath the hips. And then tuck your toes for this one. On your inhale, you're going to drop the belly down, lift the heart and head, regular cow, but start to send the hips back towards the heels, keeping that cow shape. Then as you exhale, tuck the tailbone, start to round through the shoulders, finding your cat, and rocking forward so the shoulders come back over the wrists. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the heart, lift the head, sending the hips back towards the heels. And then exhale, rounding forward, finding your cat. Let's do a couple more like that. Just kind of find your own rhythm. You're creating like these wave-like or S-like motions in the spine. Don't really worry about too much what it looks like, but more about what it feels like. Let's do one more. And then meet me in that cow shape. So we're going to meet with our hips sinking towards the heels, belly dropping down, tailbone turning up, and keeping this shape. Start to lift yourself up, send the hips up and back, finding a downward dog. So you're pressing through the palms, reaching up through the arms, shoulders coming towards the ears, and you're pressing your hips up and back. Heels reaching to the mat, but doesn't matter if they touch. You can always keep a bend in the knees. And then imagine here that your sit bones are moving away from one another and creating a little tiny internal rotation of the thighs. Maybe you wag your hips from side to side, getting more into the side body. Then bring your hips back to center. Start to lift the heels and then take them over to the right side of your mat and set them down. Keep pressing through the left arm, getting a nice stretch along the left side. And then lift the heels back up, and then heels drop over to the left. Pressing through that right arm, breathing into the right side. Lift the heels back up and then down to center. On the next inhale, right leg up behind you into a three-legged dog. Try to keep the hip dropping level with the left. Toes are flexing, heel kicking behind you. And then just do a few ankle rolls here, going one way and then the other. Bend your knee, open up the hip so you're stacking that right hip on top of the left, trying to turn the knee up towards the sky. And then try to look through your left armpit, so you're kind of squaring the shoulders back down towards the mat. Take another inhale, lengthening through the front side of the body, out through that right knee. And then on the exhale, start to square the hips off. Bring that knee underneath you and then foot all the way to the front of the mat. Set the back knee down. Inhale, sweep it up into Anjanayasana Low Lunge. Right hip hugs back, left hip hugs forward. Lower ribs lifting up, but not puffing out. And on the exhale, take the hands down. And then plant through that left arm. Take your right arm up to the sky, little side body twist. Again, keep hugging the right hip back gently, left hip forward. Breathing in and breathing out. Take that right hand back down, lift the back leg, and just come back to a downward dog. Maybe pedal out the feet a little bit. Little yes, no with the head. On the inhale, left leg up behind you, three-legged dog, left hip dropping level with the right, toes are flexing, kicking out through that heel, and then just do a few ankle rolls, going one way and then the other. Bend the knee. Left hip stacks on top of the right. And then try to look through your right armpit. And that kind of just helps turn the shoulders down towards the mat. Keep pushing nice and strong through the arms. And then breathing in through the front side of the body, all the way down to the left knee. On the exhale, start to square off the hips. Bring the knee underneath the chest. Foot all the way forward, top of the mat. Drop the back knee down. Inhale, sweep it up. Anjanayasana, left hip hugging back, right hip hugging forward. Lifting through the side bodies. Lifting upper belly and ribs up towards the sky, but not puffing them out. On the next exhale, take the hands down. Plant your right hand down. Inhale, left arm to the sky. Nice side body twist. You can look up at that hand, straight forward, or even down at your mat, whatever feels better for your neck. Breathing in and breathing out. Take that hand back down to the earth. Lift the back leg. Come back to your downward dog. Pedal out the feet. And then lift both heels, bend your knees, look forward in between your thumbs. Start to walk to the top of your mat. Feet are about hip width distance, hands on the shins. Inhale, find a halfway lift. So you're lengthening through the spine, rolling the shoulders down the back. Imagine somebody's pulling you with your hips towards the back end of the mat, and somebody's pulling you from the crown of your head forward. Then on your exhale, generously bend the knees. Let the belly roll down onto the thighs and let the head hang heavy. Bend your knees enough so you can get those fingertips down onto your mat. Little yes, no with the head at first. And then sway from side to side. Again, not worrying about what it looks like, but what it feels like. Just finding this kind of softening down effect. Good. Coming back to center. Start to heel toe your feet out to the edges of your mat. Then turn the toes out, heels in, bend the knees, sinking the hips all the way down, coming into your malasana. So you can bring hands at heart center, elbows pressing into the knees, and then try to lift up through the heart and head, getting nice and tall through your spine. And this feels good. You can kind of add a little bit of swaying back and forth, getting into the inner thighs. And again, coming back to that breath here, breathing steadily in through the nose and back out through the nose, or the mouth if that feels better. And bring your hands down to the earth. Take your right hand out to the side, left arm up to the sky for a little twist. Breathing in and breathing out. Take the left hand down and then out to the side. Right arm comes up. Breathing in and breathing out. Left hand comes down, place them both down. Then lift the hips back up into that forward fold. Keeping the knees bent. You can take the hands behind the back, start to lengthen the arms, and let the hands come over the head for a nice little shoulder stretch. You can start to straighten your right leg, keep the left knee bent, turning your body over to the right side. And coming back through center, start to straighten the left as you bend the right, facing the body towards the left. Coming back through center, bending both knees. Take the hands to the lower back and then gently release. Fingertips to the mat, heel toe those feet nice and wide, toes out, heels in. Sink the hips down to your malasana for a second. And then take the hands behind you, set the bum down. Oh. Let's bring soles of the feet together. Hands on the shins, and then try to sit on top of those sit bones. Those little bony bones in your butt. Getting tall through the spine, like somebody's pulling you with a string from the crown of the head. And then as you exhale, try to keep that length in your spine as you come forward. Chin slightly tucking to the chest to lengthen the back of the neck. And just breathing here. If you have really open hips, you can even use your elbows to kind of press those legs down. And just notice where you're feeling the stretch on this one. Inner thighs, outer thighs, back. Inhale, coming back up. Start to extend your right leg out, left heel to the groin, and then twist towards that bent knee. Right hand on top of the knee, and then left arm up to the sky. Inhale, get tall, and then think about going up and then over, diving behind you, trying to keep that heart turning up, holding on to that knee, breathing into the left side body. Flexing those right toes. And then inhale, coming back up. Extend the left leg out, right knee comes in, or right heel comes in. Find your twist, left hand on top of that knee, right arm to the sky, and then inhale, get tall, and then on the exhale, dive behind you, keeping that heart facing up towards the sky, lower ribs coming forward, upper ribs coming behind you. Left toes are flexing, staying strong in that left leg. Inhale to come back up. And unravel, and then bring both of those feet together again. I'm going to do different version this time. So instead of focusing on long spine, I just want you to round. So your chin comes to the chest, The spine starts to round as the forehead comes down towards the feet. And just going to your own degree. And then take note again where you're feeling the stretch. Maybe it's more in the back this time than the thighs. Doesn't really matter if it is or it isn't. It's just the practice of observing and noticing. On your inhale, roll the spine back up nice and slow. Bring the knees together. And then hands are going to come underneath the knees as you roll the spine down towards your mat. Oh, that feels good. Bring the heels towards the bum. Try to keep the feet about hip width distance. Arms down by your side, palms facing down, prepping for bridge pose. So as you inhale, press down through the heels, start to lift the hips towards the sky. Keeping the thighs hugging in like there's a block in between them. And you're welcome to stay here, or you can lace the fingers together, maybe tuck the shoulders, and then start to press through the heels, lifting the hips even higher. Breathing in and breathing out. Start to untuck the shoulders, release the fingers, roll the spine down nice and slow, one vertebrae at a time, till tailbone touches last. Once the tailbone's on the mat, bring the knees to your chest, give a little squeeze. Then reach down, grab the outsides of your feet if you can. If that's not accessible, you can always hold on to the knees or hold on to the inner feet or inside of the feet. And then in active baby, we press the feet up towards the sky. We draw the knees down towards the earth. And we're also trying to press our lower back down into our mat. Maybe tuck the chin a little bit to lengthen the back of the neck. And then if you want, you can start to rock from side to side. Take your peace fingers, wrap them around your big toes, and then start to extend one leg out to the side, keeping the other leg in that happy baby position. Taking a breath here, breathing in and breathing out. Start to bend that leg back in and then extend the other leg out. Keep pressing the lower back into the mat. Breathing in and breathing out. Now you can switch from side to side again, or if you want, you can extend that other leg out so you're fully extended. And then keep trying to press that lower back down towards the earth, chin tucking, lengthening the back of the neck. One more breath here, breathing in and breathing out. Bend the knees, start to take the feet back to the earth. Or actually, let's bring the knees to the chest for a little squeeze. Let's take our arms out to cactus arms. So elbows are bent, fingers are going up above you. And then on your exhale, you can let those knees fall over to one side and send the gaze in the opposite direction if it feels good. If this cactus arm shape is too much, you can always just come back to your T. Sometimes it can feel too intense on the shoulders. And try to soften in the shoulders here. Soften in the jaw and the forehead. And maybe you can notice how just softening in the jaw and the forehead can have these subtle effects on the rest of the body. On the next inhale, head comes to center, knees come back up. And on your exhale, let those knees fall over to the other side. You can send the gaze in the opposite direction. And again, taking your option for cactus arms or T, whatever feels best for your shoulders. If you want a little bit more in your twist, you can always place a hand on top of those knees, and sometimes anchoring them down can help deepen that stretch. Softening the face and the jaw. Breathing into those tissues that wrap with your spine. On the inhale, head comes to center, knees come back up. Let's do one final squeeze into the chest. Inhale, forehead to the knees. And then exhale, send those legs long, taking them the width of your mat. Arms down by your side, palms facing up. Feel free to do any final movements here that make you feel more settled, more comfortable in your final resting pose. And then once you feel settled, you can close your eyes. Letting yourself soften into the mat. And I'll let you know when it's time to come back. When you're ready, start to wiggle those fingers and toes, nice and slow. Opening and closing the fists. Maybe taking a nice big inhale, arms overhead, nice full body stretch. And then eventually bending one knee, then the other. Roll off onto your side. Just spend a moment here, collecting yourself. And as you feel ready, gently press yourself back up to a seated position. You're welcome to keep the hands in your lap, or if you'd like to join me, hands at heart center in Anjanayasana Mudra. Maybe pressing your thumb knuckles into your sternum, heart center. Taking a nice big inhale through the nose. And then exhale through the mouth, let it go. Thank you for joining me for this slow flow practice. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, always like and subscribe. Until next time.